Hi everyone, it is the 9th of August of 2024 and I'm going to continue on with my graphical diaries, continuing to work on through some more school memories. I've actually have done a lot, as you can see. I've done right from the start, back in the beginning, back in the early 90s, up until early 2000s. About 10 years worth of memories stuff there. Okay, so next up we have years 10 and 11, and this is different in that this is when we move into upper school. So there's the lower school, which is the first 3 years of secondary school, and then there's the upper school, which is years 10 and 11. So this is leading to GCSE, and this is when we are no longer in our form class. Hold on. Just fixing a typo there. So I wasn't in NY anymore, so that is completely disbanded, and we are now put into new groups. I say that, hold on. We are put into new groups, and so we've got like our own registration group, and then every class is its own individual set of students. But I have a few things that I've just that I've made a note of, and so let's get these in, some because every so often more things come to me and I just remember. So yeah. So I was talking to my friend Julia recently, and she mentioned. Hold on, I'm going to load it up. I asked her. Just going to load it up. Hold on, oh man, this isn't very. This layout isn't great. 1 second. Right. Well, I'm not going to put the whole thing in because part of it includes some details I don't want to include here. But, alright, I asked her, can you think of anything? She says, oh, interesting, I'll have a think. Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch here too, I've got that. Where am I? Books, Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch, yep. The World Cup, I went into a big thing about that. Walker's Crisps for Book Schools Tokens, remember that. And Eden Camp Year 6. She says Eden Camp Year 6, but I've got Eden Camp as Year 5. And I've asked about that, and I haven't got a response yet. So we're gonna oh yeah, and making all the buildings on the local high street, which she named in the message, but obviously I'm not going to show that there. And so I was asking her about the details because I do have some details about us learning about war stuff on year 5 and 6, but I'm not entirely sure. But she seems to think it was year 6. I'm going to see if I can narrow that down. Anyway, I do have a few things that I've made a note of. So, primary school assemblies. There was also, hold on, music lesson. This is an assembly. It was an assembly hall at very least. I think it was an assembly. Music lesson of us clapping in time to a beat based on a 4x4 grid with hold on, with star symbols on it for when we clap. Right. So I'm going to, hold on. I'm going to bring up my my drawing pad. Actually, no, I don't need to. 1 second. I can do this. I can just do this here. I'm going to delete this sheet straight afterwards. But anyway, look, I'll show you. So we had, so like the whoever the teacher at the front had like this 4x4 grid, and each square represented a beat, and every time there was like a star in it, we put next to you, that was when you clapped. So say the first one would be like this, right? Say if it's like that, for example, right? We'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have to like, so like the X's or the stars represented a clap, whereas that's gonna look really weird on the audio. It's gonna like be lots of like bumps because I was clapping. Anyway, let's delete that. So yeah, that was just a thing that we did. I'll delete that from my notes there. In year 2, I think, well, I don't know if it was year 1 or 2. It was definitely in class 2 because I never really know about this year because it blends a lot together. Right. Sign for class. Location. This could really be near the layout section, I guess, but whatever. Sign outside classroom with arrows pointing to classrooms. I'll just, hold on. Arrow for class 2 was pointing straight up to mean straight ahead, and then I'm going to say somebody said it meant the classroom was in the sky, and I thought that was funny. Oh my god. I'm gonna remember lunch boxes. I'm gonna quickly go over. I had a few lunch boxes I remember. There was green. I'm gonna name them by colour, and strangely enough, they're all very simple coloured. So I had them in the order of. So the yellow one, I'm gonna put in brackets here. It was. Hold on, no, I'll put it here. Yellow, because that's the order that had them worst lunchbox. Kept breaking, and the blue was the best lunchbox because it was glittery, or at least that's how I felt about it. It was a glittery blue lunch, but it was an Aladdin one. I was really into Aladdin. I really liked that. Anyway, yeah. So 1 for year 3. I actually don't have that much for year 3. Hold on. Right. New teacher for class 4. Right. We were told that the teachers for class 1 and class 4 were switching. Other kids who were also going to class 4 thought that meant we were going to get easy work. Okay. And something that where was in year 6? Where is it? I suppose me reading Goosebumps. I'll put an extra note on that. I'll just say we all had a different book to read. Oh, another thing to mention about that. I should maybe move this around. Hold on. So, I'm going to say made bread because this is something that my friend told me about that I don't remember at all. But she told me that Mrs. Carey used to make us make bread all the time. Make bread, and then brackets, instead of making us learn for the SATs. That's apparently... yeah. Right, tell you what, let's move this around. Goosebumps, and I'll say we had to write a synopsis. Carrie said I shouldn't. I did not like this. She was horrible. She said I shouldn't. I should not refer to the characters as some people, but name them instead. But I thought that might be pointless / spoiling. I don't know. Anyway, that's that done. Year 7. There was one thing. Year 7. German. Where am I? Year 7 German was fine. Court noticed I had the same coat as Lucy C. Yeah. What else? So that was that. That was year 7. And I've got a couple of notes from year 9. Right. Where was I? Year 9. So, English. Presentations. Oh my god, I hate it. Did I do presentations in year 8? Presentation, yeah. So here I say, oh, better fix that to Ross SB. Presentation on the matrix, I remember that. Because I remember in year 9, we did your own we had to do presentations again. And I was so nervous, I hated it, it was horrible. Where am I? Presentations. Did presentation on now I did one on the matrix, handed around, printed off screenshots, and was very nervous. I was so nervous. Man, I was so nervous. Jackie C talked about her dog. Other than that, I don't remember anything else. I know. Hold on. Let's go back to year 8. Presentation. Where am I? English. Presentations. Oh wait, no, that's year 7. Hold on. Yeah, I didn't do one in year 7. We did presentations in year 7, but I don't remember doing one. JB did presentation on motocross. I don't really remember much else. I hated presentations so much. It was so nerve-wracking. I was always like the quiet, shy kid, I guess. I mean, I had a very goofy sense of humor. I did laugh very easily, but I was very, I was very, I don't know, sort of confined to myself, I guess, in a way. Year 9, French. Scribbling page. In what is the French version of a yotta? Hold on. This is going to be a weird thing. I'm going to translate from German to French. Translate yotta from German to French. I don't want to end the recording. That's not right. Hold on. Let's listen to this.
Bloc-notes.
That doesn't sound right. Hold on. Let's do a Schmieheft. Schmieheft is also block-notes.
Bloc-notes.
Or blocknut.
Schmierheft.
Right. Let's heft. So
Heft.
in German, in French is
Carnet de notes.
Carnet de notes. Honestly, I don't really remember much French in general, but that sounds.
Carnet de notes. Carnet de notes.
How can Jota or Yotta
Yotta. Bloc-notes.
be that and Schmieheft
Schmierheft.
also be?
Bloc-notes.
I don't get it. I'll just put Jota because there's no need to capitalise it because it's not German. Scribbling page in Jota. See, when I'm thinking of languages, I know I did German for 5 years and I did French for 1 plus a little bit in primary school, so I'm much more familiar with German. So my brain automatically thinks like, oh, for a language, I have to capitalise all the nouns, have to pronounce J's as Y sounds, and all that lot. Scribbling page in Jota or whatever it was called in French. Had a page for scribbling in. I should make a note. I'm going to. I should make a note that it isn't 9NY was the name of the class for this. I actually should go through all of them because sometimes, like, German was divided into different sets now. Had page for scribbling in. And hold on. With goal of filling the full page with ink. And I'm gonna put Robotnik. Let's make another thing here. Another thing I remember about French. I believe this was French. Because I remember it being in this room. Right. Right. Robotnik used to talk to Ross about different ideas for Robotnik bosses. Ross drew a cartoon of me in his jotter shouting Robotnik. I remember that. Right. And there's one more thing to add. He. Now, I know this was year 9. I got very confused about different things that happened in different years, but I do remember this was year 9. He. And I know this was year 9 because let's hold on. Let's divide this up. So this is HC textiles, but there was definitely HE food. And I don't know. Oh, what was that? Right, yeah. So HE, because it was definitely divided. Hold on, if I go to my graphical diary here and I go to teachers, HE. Where am I? Yeah, I've made a note there. So the teacher I had for food in year 7, I know I had for food in year 9. The only thing is I don't know how it was laid out, because I know that in year 7, because we had a 2 weeks schedule, we had textiles 1 week and then food the other week, and then some classes, and then me again on other years would sometimes have like half of the year for textiles and then half of the year for food. And I believe that was the case here, but I don't really know. Right, so this is, hold on, let's research a country. So, got to go over a few lines here because there's a few things I remember. Okay, so we had to pick a country and research and do a, hold on, write a document about it. Hold on, no, I'll put a slash there. Research, like, document about it and make some food related to that country. Teacher told us about past student who did a full presentation, but with a past student who did a full presentation, but with props, including spices or something like that, or what do you call I don't know. including spices, question mark. I chose USA and made a burger. Document was simply listing the states and listing the presidents. I mean, the thing is, like HE was one of those subjects where it was like, we're not doing a GCSE on this. We're not doing anything like important about it. You didn't really feel like, oh, this stuff was sort of interesting to learn or useful to learn. It was just a case of, this is just, in my mind, this is just a waste of time. Like HE on both accounts. I mean, I think food would definitely more useful than textiles, because I'm not going to be making any. I mean, I'll be making food in my life, but I'm not going to be making garments. That's not going to happen. At least that was never my intention. But yeah, I just had like a feeling like it doesn't really matter, so I just sort of do the bare minimum. That's how I felt about a lot of certain things. There were a few things I got into and did quite well in, but for the most part, I just my approach to a lot of things was just, I don't want to have to. I can't handle this. I can't be bothered. I don't want to. But you know, I did pretty well for myself in that regards. I got some decent grades at the end of it all. Especially GCSEs, I did excellent GCSEs. Above what I was expected. Document was simply listing. This is when. Hold on. Sam P. Different Sam. This is a Samuel, not a Samantha. Sam P. also did USA and was caught out for just copy pasting text from the internet. Teacher read it out, including lines like, I was visiting with my husband. Yeah. There was another HE thing, but I don't know what year it was. Hold on. HE food. Yeah, we don't have anything. I don't know what happened there. One second. So, I'm gonna have a look at this. I'm sure I've looked this up already. Final Fantasy Origins, 14th of the 3rd, 2003. Let's have a look at this. Because I remember I got it on the day it came out, and I remember having a HE lesson on that day. Where am I? Oh, 1 second. Right. – 2003. Yeah, I was year 9. Which is in the latter half. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that's in the latter half. So if I did do half and half, then that means that textiles would have been in this latter half. You know what I'm going to do? Right, I'm going to look it up. So, 14th of March, 2003 was... What day of the week was it? Day of the week. Friday. Okay. So, I had HE on one of the Fridays at least. I don't actually have my timetable. I managed to look up some school files and stuff that I managed to find on old discs. I managed to, because I've got a DVD reader / writer recently, and I managed to get some old files. Very cringy for a lot of it. Very, very embarrassing to look through, and a lot of it I am not going to show. Some of it I might. A lot of it I will not. But yeah, let's. Do I have it in my thing? I think I do. Right. Yeah. I've got it in my side notes. So that's fine. I don't need to add. I need to add it there. So there was a time in food when we had to make some like our own food based on foods that we'd already made. I'd give it a name, and I had very short bread, which is shortbread, and Gemini's pizza. Gemini's pizza. Oh. Okay. Robot Wars. Gemini. Right. So, here's the thing to think about. This whole thing of Gemini's pizza was inspired by, because I knew the idea of like Gemini's like the twins, but I thought, oh, because we had to make like our own twist or something, and I made Gemini's pizza, and it was a pizza that was like split in half or something like that, and I called it Gemini's pizza, and so the idea behind that, it was inspired by this robot from Robot Wars, Gemini. UK Series 4 and 5. Okay. Gemini was unable to enter Series 6 as a result of rule change disallowing the SodaStream bottles it used to power its flipping arms. With teammates being unable to fit sustainable CO2 canisters without pushing the robot over the weight limit, it was not entered. I will tell you completely, I did not know that. But Gemini, yeah, so it appeared first. Yeah, okay, it was made in Series 2 and 3, and then it appeared in Series 4. Series 4. When was Series 4? Yeah, because Gemini, it was it split up. It was like one robot, but it split up into two. So it was like two little things, like fighting on their own. But because of the overall weight limit, they had to be like individually, had to be like lighter. Hold on. Robot Wars Series 4. When was Series 4? What a weird thing. This is what the graphical diary does. This is what we do here. The year 2000. The dome has been a disaster. The element of a wrong turning, but phenomenon was definitely not going to disappoint in the year 2000. Oh my goodness, that doesn't help at all. Because that could have been year 7. I will have to refer back to Robot Wars at other things at other times, because I did like Robot. I really liked Robot Wars, and I watched the first few series of it. But if Series 4 happened in 2000, that doesn't narrow this down at all. Well, that's a shame. Okay. Anyway, I've got it. Actually, let's make a note. Gemini's pizza. I'm going to put in brackets here. Inspired by Gemini from Series 4/5 of Robot Wars. Right. Yeah, that doesn't help me now, but maybe I could do something. Maybe you could help me down the line, so I've made a note of it. Okay. Yeah, and there's a few things about music, but again, I don't know. The music's awkward because I don't know, because we were in the same class the whole time. I think in year 9 we went to a side room. Right. let's do this. Had lessons in other normal classroom without instruments, because the music classroom, there was like one main music classroom that I remember, and it was like all the chairs were sat like an orchestra would, I suppose, just like facing one direction, and we had like the stands where you could put the sheet music, but it's mostly just like learning the recorder and like different things like keyboards to the sides and computers to the other side, and then behind was a few other rooms. I'm going to have to draw this out at some point. Yeah, so I am gonna draw out these different like. I was thinking, I was going to say maps, and I was thinking that's not the right word. The word I'm looking for is levels. Like, no, it's not levels. It's classrooms. I will have to draw them out at some point. But anyway, I'm gonna leave that for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to year 10 and 11. And year 10 and 11 are going to be quite difficult because this is GCSE, and this is when things sort of merge together, because teachers don't really change between years 10 and 11, because 10 is leading up to GCSEs and year 11 is also leading up to GCSEs, so it's all together. I will take a look at my notes though. Where are my teachers? So is there any subject that I have, that I've from written on my notes here, that I have with a different teacher in year 10 and year 11? By the looks of it, no. But I believe I do have some information. Oh, hold on. Ah, why do I have... I've made an error here. I've put media studies as part of GCSE when that was in A level, and the same for critical thinking as well. Right, this is what I'm going to do, because this is where I'm going to look at them up. Actually, no, I don't need to, because I only did a few because when you get to GCSE, you have to do like all your main subjects. There's like maths, English, then there's the sciences, and then hold on, have I done that right? No, I haven't. So you've got like maths, English, the different sciences, and you have to do like RE, which is like half a grade. The sciences, which is double grade, unless you chose triple science, in which case you would do them both. But no, I didn't. So and then you have like a few subjects that you choose. So I'm going to have to. Okay, let's. All right, I'm just moving things up on my other side here. Right, but I do have my timetables for those somewhere, but I'm not in sixth form yet. That's year 12 and 13. I'm just doing year 10 and 11. So by looks of it, there's no subject at all where there are no subjects in year 10 and 11 where I have different what was it? Different teachers, like different classes. So it's a lot of it's gonna blend together. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to put them together. I'm gonna do the same block for them because they are kind of the same. I'm gonna have to make a note. Tell you what, let's write here. Yeah, 10, 11. general, noted, if known, specific. So I'm going to blend these together, your 10 and 11, because a lot of the time I'm not going to know. I'm not going to know which was which. But I can make some guesses based on the things that I remember. Anyway, so let's look at the subjects. So we have a lot of the subjects are the same. Well, not a lot of them. There's some that aren't. So, tutorial. English. Maths. And then science is now divided into 3. So we have physics, chemistry, and biology. So you could either do double science or triple science. And double science meant that it took your average grade for physics, chemistry, and biology, and you got 2 of that grade. So I got a B average, and so I got my grade for science. My grade for double science was B. And if you did triple science, then you would get a grade for each one individually. So you could be like A, B, or whatever. Right. German. So German was one of the ones I chose to continue with. IT. Yep. That was an option that I chose. Then there's RE, which we have to do. Graphic products, which was one that I chose. I like the class. I liked the graphics was quite weird because I quite like the subject, but I didn't really like the class. I was in a class full of boys, so that didn't really. It was quite rowdy. Wasn't a fan. Business studies. That was one that I chose. I was not very good at it. And is that all of them? That is all of them. Okay. So let's. I'm going to make a note here. So. Double science. Double science. Oh, no. Double science. Maths. RE. I'm going to just half grade. Graphic products. Option. I'm going to put option as in like, as I chose it. Studies, option, because I chose it. German, option, because I chose it. And IT, option. So, right. So, the way it worked is that you were allowed to choose. I mean, we're sort of like I'll talk about when I get to German actually, because German, the way that the class was determined was quite strange. Right, tutorial. I'm going to put tutorial slash. No, I'm not going to put slash registration because tutorial and registration. So now we have our new form class. And you have tutorial, same. You know what? Tutorial had the same, like the whole school did tutorial at the same time. So let's, yeah. So now we had our new form class, but the form class that you had nothing to do with any of the classes you had. Whereas in previous years, the form class, like in year 7, the form class determined pretty much all of these. Like the most. Oh, let's fix a typo there. It determined most of these, but then it didn't in like the further down you went, more classes got divided up, But then because even like in year 9, you're still with like your main class for a lot of the lessons. But then when you got to year 10, it wasn't really. It was all very divided up. So you had your own science class. You had your own, like, English was its own class. Maths was its own class. I'm going to put set 1 of 9. I know I was definitely in set 1 of 9 at that point. In this one, I was in the option set, which is a weird thing to talk about, but I will go into that. Yeah, I don't know how they figured it out. But anyway, so tutorial. So was sat. Hold on. So this class, same room as year 9 textiles, was sat on table near window with, there's my friend Bridge, DeBrage, and Robert H. They were pleasant kids. But I've referred to Bridge is my friend from school who I've mentioned a few times. So, for example, where is it? Final Fantasy X. So yeah, so Bridge's birthday is when I first saw it. That was in 2002. And I completed it before I went back to school in 2002. So, where are we now? Yeah, this is a couple of years, like, well, a little later. So I was doing a paper, so hold on, I'll just put was late quite often. So I was definitely doing the paper round at this point. After doing paper round. Hold on, I was thinking for a second. So I've got my graphical diary. Oh yeah. I was doing, according to this, I'd started around year 9. I don't have an exact date for it, but I remember I was about 13 when I was 13 when I started my paper round. But yeah. I mean, that's something to write about my paper round. It was late quite often after doing paper round. I should change that to turned up late, because it wasn't that the class was late. It was that no. Tell you what, I'm going to put in square brackets here. Registration. Turned up quite late, quite often. Was, I remember one time Bridge told, hold on. Just a silly thing that he did. One time Bridge tried to prove that he was smarter than DeBrage by saying, what's 1 plus 1, 2, and then shouting out 2. So like as if to say like, oh, I'm smarter than you, I can answer this question faster than you can. What's 1 plus 1, 2? There was we did work, hold on, so I'm going to put citizenship. Was it citizenship? So did work on citizenship. apprenticeship. I don't know what that entailed entirely, but there was a portfolio. So this is one. I remember this was one thing. So we were given a black folder with papers in where we write about ourselves and our accomplishments. We were told that we were going to carry this around with us throughout our lives for prospective employers. That did not happen, as you might have guessed. It's just like this weird, like, this black folder, and it had like, I don't know, it was like, oh, here's the thing where you can put certificates in or something. I don't know. It was weird. What else? Get to know people lesson. Right, so one time we had to pair up with somebody that we didn't really know and talk about ourselves. Oh, wasn't very good. Was paired with Emily H. She was very pleasant. That's the word I'm using a lot today, pleasant. And she told me that she likes all music except classical. We had to share what we had learned about the other person with the class. Yes, that was a thing that we did. I don't know. I don't really remember how that went, but I remember hold on. I don't remember the details, but I think went better than what was expecting. Also, new students in class. At some point, one of the teachers had to leave, so we so their tutor group had to split up into other classes, and some were added to MC, which is what I was in. I think that's all I really remember about tutorial. Yeah, it was the teacher that I had for textiles in year 9, I think. Did I mention? Miss Campion, yeah, Miss Campion. Actually, I should put out in 7NY. Where am I? Oh God, I've just remembered it. Okay, hold on. Miss Crystal's room divided into 2 blocks of tables. One time appeared late because was... Hold on. late. Oh, I just remembered this now. This was not. I did not like this teacher. I did not like this class. My goodness. One time, appeared late because was getting changed from PE. So I can determine. I know that I had a HE lesson, a technical lesson in year 7 after a PE lesson. I mean, the reason I went back to this is not because of this thing here, but I just remembered it. Came in with a bunch of, quote, naughty kids from the 7GW, half of 7G1. Teacher mixed me up with one of those, and I laughed when she said the choice is yours, but felt bad / awkward. Yeah, that was she was like so I arrived late, and there was a bunch of other kids out there. They'd been sent out because they'd been naughty or whatever, and then I had arrived at the same time, so I obviously got mixed in with that lot when I came in. And then she was talking about something, and she went, "You can do this or you can do that. The choice is yours." And I laughed because I thought that's a silly way of saying yours, but just the way she said it, and I just like smirked a bit, and it was like, I don't know, it was like I hadn't been kicked out for being naughty like the other kids did, but it came across so badly, even though in my mind it was just a silly thing. It was just a silly thing. Oh man, that was horrible. Oh, but the reason I wanted to go back up to here, I do know that I'm jumping around a lot, but this is how memories work. Right. So, unrelated to my technical lesson, but Michael S. from 7NY is in my main class, but not 7G1, which was my tech class, I suppose. Told me he had Miss Campion as a teacher. Unrelated to my class there, but it's to do with that subject, and that it was during that year. Right, back to year 10, 11. Now, English. Books that we did in English. So, hold on. Now, this class was decent. I don't think, you know what? Let's go back to year 9, English year 9, because I remember right. English layout 1. I'm going to put in brackets no, I'm going to just call it long room. Oh no. I'll put here. I'll just put long room. I remember being a long room. Yeah, this is weird because I'm just thinking that because English in year 9, I remember 2 different rooms. I remember there was the long room, and then there was the wider room. But long room is teacher's, hold on, teacher's desk / whiteboard at short end. And I put layout 2 and just put wide room. So the things that I remember, okay, so listing emotions, I'm gonna put, hold on, oh no, what? No, I don't want you. Press the wrong button there. What is that convert to drop down chips? Ah, okay. Interesting. I don't know what the significance it's picking up there, but either way. Right. Long room. And layout 2. Wide room. Listing emotions. That was in the long room. Macbeth. I remember that in the long room. Team quiz was in the wide room. Extra class, different room altogether. Presentations was in the wide room. So I think we started in the long room and then went to the wide room, as I'm calling it. I did make a note about, yeah, English. So 11:01. It might have been 11:02. Oh, I don't know. Just the thing. I've made a note of it on my side anyway. Anyway, okay, let's go back to year 10, 11. English. Right. So, we did... Inspector Calls. We did a book called Stone Cold. Inspector Calls is J.B. Priestley. And Stone Cold, I don't know. I do have the images saved because I have, hold on, my drive. Images. School. Books we used. Right. So I've got an Inspector Calls. Oh dear, 1 second. Okay, let's do that the right way. So, what? No. It's not liking it. What does you just the one? Oh, what are you doing? Copy. I don't understand. Why is it not copy and pasting? Hold on, right. Why has it got that on the clipboard even when I... Right. Oh my god, this is... I don't know what's going on here. To remove all copy things from the clipboard, press the Windows key plus V to bring up the clipboard. Right, okay, 1 second. Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I can't copy images straight in, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and do this quite a clunky way, but I can paste in a screenshot. So we did an Inspector Calls, that's one book that we did, and here's another book that we did, Stone Cold. And I've just noticed as well on the bottom, if you look at the bottom here, it says Heinemann. So, oh man, let's do this. It's taken to the top. So, as you can see, the text here, Heinemann, it's the same company that did the books from years, like the first few years of what's it called? Oh. The first few years of primary school, like the maths books and all that. But we also did, hold on, who was the author on Stone Cold? Robert Swindells. We also did Romeo and Juliet. But Inspector Calls was first. I remember that. But we did, hold on, I'm going to search Romeo and Juliet book cover. I mean, it could be, I mean, there's really no way of knowing, I don't think. No, but we did do Romeo and Juliet, but also we had, I'm going to see if I could find the correct cover for this one. Aha! Will this work? Ah, okay. Oh, well, that's... you can probably guess what that is, but... so the full cover. Images. Oh, hold on. I don't think it was that one. Yeah, it was this one. Of Mice and Men. We did, because some of the classes did Lord of the Flies and other classes did of Mice and Men. Very strange to think about. We used to read this in class like we did all the other books, and this book has the N-word in it. So whoever was reading it said that word out loud, and the teacher did point out that the only reason that we're saying it is because the book says it, but we're not allowed to say it in general, which, I mean, that seems very I'm trying to find a picture. Hold on. I'm looking for a book cover. Oh, hold on. Is this? I'm trying to find a version of that book cover that I can save. Save image. JPEG. Okay, JPEG is fine. I just don't want a WebP file. Right. Okay. So let's put Romeo and Juliet. I mean, okay. William Shakespeare. I think that's how you pronounce it. And of Mice and Men, John Steinbeck. Now, this is where I'm going to look up some GCSE papers. So GCSE. So let's 2005 GCSE papers. These are going to be something to. Well, okay, I found a place for maths, but I don't just want maths. Right. So I'm looking here. What is this for? This includes papers from the last specification. Oh, I think that's PE by the looks of it. I'm just trying to find. Hold on, I'll search for English first. AQA GCSE paper June 2005. Right. English language specification B. Oh, this is language. This is not literature, which I'm looking for. Is this divided into yeah, this is nothing to do with what I remember. Pass English paper, A paper 2. Right. Oh. Want me to sign up? No. Right, let's just search past GCSE papers. Find past papers and mark schemes. AQA. I don't know if it was AQA or it was Edexcel or what else. GCSE. English literature. Right. Does it go back? No, it doesn't. It only goes back as far as 2020, which is far beyond what I'm looking for. I'm not having luck. I managed to find my stats papers, but I didn't really have much luck here. 1 sec, I'm going to close the curtains. Right. So I remember, I'm going to make a note here saying, watched Romeo, hold on, and Juliet film with Leonardo DiCaprio. That was a strange film, but we watched it as part of the learning process. We also watched Of Mice and Men film. Of Mice and Men, not Mice and Men. And we watched it, we didn't weighted it. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure Of Mice and Men was part of the GCSE. I'm just trying to see if I can find anything here. It doesn't go back far enough, this one here. I've got one here, if I go to the English literature. It only goes back as far as 2017. Why is stats paper so much easier to find then? Religious studies. Yes, RE was turned into... it became RS. I don't know why that changed. Okay. So, that's it. You know what? Let's move those. Let's nudge those along a little bit and just say books. Right. So, there was story writing. So, what wonderful story did I come up with this time? Because you know, I write stories in English class, and I always come up with ones that are basically Final Fantasy. But this one, I remember I called it Leon Gregory. And that was because I thought Leon was a cool name, and based on Leon from Final Fantasy 2, obviously, and Gregory, I knew someone with Gregory as a surname. I thought, oh, that's quite cool, and I made it. So, the main character... Hold on. So, the main character was a young girl with a blue crystal. Went onto a boat. Leon was there with... Hold on. Henry was there with green crystal. I put Henry was an old man. Old man was there with green crystal, saying that his daughter gave him the crystal, and the crystals had to come together for some reason. Leon was there with... Okay, I'm going to put Leon in brackets. Looked like Vincent Valentine from Final Fantasy. In my mind. I'll put in my mind. I didn't describe him that way. In my mind. Had red crystal. Main character, don't remember her name. Woke up from sleeping and found that Leon had shot, because he's got a gun because he looks like Vincent, had shot Henry and stolen the green crystal. I cannot stop laughing at these stories. It's not as funny as I mean, it's kind of like, oh yeah, it's more serious now. But I think the funniest, silliest story I came up with was maybe the one from Year 7 when the aliens came to invade Earth to have a battle, and the dog convinced them that Earth wasn't a very good place to have a battle on. Right. So, before I go to maths, letter to Colonel. Had to write a letter response to a colonel who wrote a letter demanding that children be taught the 3 R's like in the olden days. Now, in my mind, he looked like, now they kind of look similar, I think. So there's Shane from Poi Poi 2, and there's also there was a character in Dark Cloud. Hold on. I'm gonna probably mute this. Okay. Because in my mind he looked like, I'm trying to think. I don't know, because there's Shane from Poi Poi 2, and there was, yeah, they kind of look similar. Hold on. So, in my mind, like, this Colonel guy looked a bit like this. He started his letter with "Sir." Anyway, letter to Colonel, had to write letter to response to a Colonel who wrote letter. I'll put in brackets. In my mind, he looked like the army guy at the start of Dark Cloud. That's how I imagined him. These need to be pushed down. And you, even more so. Right. How to write letters in response to the Colonel? Yes. He started his letter with "Sir." Was in group with Bridge and Hannah G, I believe. Bridge said that we should say, I don't know what this was about. It was silly, but I've no idea. I think he was trying to be like witty or something. That he was fat. Hold on. As big as Jupiter. Like, he had this idea that we should just say that he's really fat for some reason. Like, oh, he's like Jupiter. Which Hannah G thought was funny. I did too. Hold on, which me and Hannah G thought was funny. But I don't remember much else. I don't remember much else about the Colonel. It was all about... hold on. So, hold on. We ended up writing about how... Oh, I should put... I ended up writing. I think this was... We did it individually after, like, a group discussion. I ended up writing about how... hold on. Let's maximize that. Forgot to maximize it again. I ended up writing about how the arts can be important or something. One of the things when I used to write out, one of my particular writing things I used to do, because I was never good at writing, like in general, but one of the things I used to always write at the beginning of like paragraphs, but very often I used to always write, it is important to realise, or it is important to make note. Like, just the words "it is important" was like at the forefront a lot of the time, which seems strange now thinking back about it. And now I say things like "seems strange now" thinking back. That's the type of thing I say now. Do you remember anything else in this class? Oh God, yeah. Stationery stolen. So at one point, hold on. At one point, I didn't actually write the room that we're in. Hold on, I'll do it in a moment. At one point, sat behind Elliot S and Ben. I forget his surname. There was Ben D and then there's another Ben. I don't know. I've put a few stars there. They would steal my stationery and said I could win them back by guessing the correct definition of words in a dictionary. Oh my God, another memory's coming back to me. I once said, hold on. Elliot once chose song. Hold on. And Ben said it was too easy. The answer was a piece of music that is to be sung. It is to be sung, that song, and I didn't get it. Proper nuisance, them two. It's a really like it's one of those things where it's like the sneaky type of bullying, isn't it? It's where it's not so much like, oh, I'll say bad things about you or I'll hurt you. It's more like, oh, I'll make you dance type of thing. Like, I'll make you play these silly games. Right, other thing I remember. I'll put this in quotes here. So, Jesus had to write about a memory we had. I decided to write about the time my dad showed me an illusion. Hold on. Showed me an illusion where you can see Jesus if you close your eyes, but it scared me. I put it was around age 13 or so. People interpreted it as me saying I was religious when I was not. Yeah, if you say I saw Jesus, they would think like, oh, right, okay. Yeah, so people got this idea in their head that I was like religious, but no. Just because that was like the word that came to mind. I will put on right of room. Okay. Layout, it was. Hold on, it was the wide room from Year 9 English. I believe it was the same room. Yeah. English GCSE. Hold on. English literature GCSE paper. I don't remember if we had an exam paper on Romeo and Juliet. It seems like we would, but I do remember we had one on Mice and Men. Right. Maths. I don't remember much of maths in this set. Layout. I remember a couple of things. This was, I believe it was the same room from all the way back in my Year 7 introduction day. We had a little maths class there. Layout. Hold on. Small room at side of T block. That's all I really remember about that. I think they rearranged the tables a few times. Hold on. Put tables in clumps. Right. So there's one thing. Triangular number. So this was the same teacher as Year 9. 1 second, I believe. Year 9. Yeah. What did I put for Year 9? Not much. Right. Let's move that up. Where am I? Right. Same class and teacher as Year 9. But why 9? Triangular numbers. Had to write up. I believe this was, oh man, this could have been Year 9. But I don't think it was. Had to write up paper on how to calculate triangular numbers and explain it. Had to write up. It had to be this. It was about formal. So because it was like coursework, effectively, on how to calculate triangular numbers and explain it. And one thing I do remember, I don't remember much about this particular class, but I remember. I'll leave a gap. Teacher. Oh, no, because this was End of year. So this is at the end of GCSEs. So, teacher gave everybody a present and explained the reason for present. First person to get one was Andy L, and it was a Scottish flag because he's Scottish and going back to Scotland. I remember, I don't know if it was year 8 or 9, but I remember he appeared like in my tech classes at one point, like HE and IT and all that. Anyway, he gave me, hold on, he said, now I'm sure that Devon is from another planet, and gave me a bag of flying saucers. Bag of... I put flag there again. I meant bag. Sherbet flying saucers. Yeah. Yeah, he said I must be from another planet because I'm just so strange, but that's it's not too rare for autistic kids to be told that they're from another planet. I don't really remember anything else from maths. I mean, there'll be things that we've learned, but nothing in particular. Hold on, I do remember one thing. Yeah, I don't know if you'll remember this. Julia once got angry at the teacher. She was very smart, very very nice and everything, but she did once get angry at the teacher, saying that he's an adult and doesn't need as much sleep. Can't remember what that was about. Anyway, let's move on to the sciences. Physics. Oh, did not like this teacher. Did not like this teacher at all. In big room. Upstairs. In science block. Computers along the back wall. Teacher, hold on. Teacher was strict about underlining title and date. Teacher once gave me detention for not doing enough work. That wasn't very good. That wasn't very nice. It wasn't a very pleasant experience. I remember there was one experiment that I remember doing. What? I don't know what you... Hold on. I'm going to search this up. Best slope for most efficient roll. What is the optimal slope? Oh, that's for e-bikes. There's a name for it. There's a name for. I'm gonna do an image search. There's like a certain curve. Hold on. Best slope curve name. Brachistochrone curve? Is that it? In physics and mathematics, the brachistochrone curve or curve of fastest descent is the one lying on the plane between point A and point B. Where point B is not directly below A, which a bead slides frictionlessly under the influence of a uniform gravitational field. Yeah. So I wonder if this will work. Yeah, you can't see the animation here, but it's something like, I don't know if it's, it might have been like that, but it wasn't like something that goes underneath. It was sort of something that just like goes like across the floor to find the best curve. But I'm gonna make a note. I'm gonna write brackets do cron had to find best curve for toy car to roll down the fastest. I remember there's a few formulas such as like e.g. hold on, formula triangles. Let's have a look. Can I formula triangles? Yeah, that's fine. So I remember there was plenty of like, why are these images are copying fine now? Strange. There's like triangles like these. It was like distance equals speed times time, and speed equals distance over time, and all that. Upper brackets. E.g. Speed equals distance over time. Yeah. Right. Now, Battle Royale. I remember it was in this class, so I lent out my Battle Royale DVD to Ross S.N. Different Ross. Begins with an S. Actually, I think SS would probably work better. Okay. I'll put right. Chemistry. Oh, the top behind me is falling down. Right, let's get this done. I've been at this for an hour and 45 minutes. Let's get this. Let's get year 10 and 11 done. Chemistry. So, layout. Same room as year 9. Science. So, a few things I remember. Hold on, I'll put the teacher. Hold on, teacher. So the teacher. Oh, actually, no. I'll do. I call it. Look, it's a little dance. Teacher did. Hold on. So one time, stretched his arms out to demonstrate atoms connecting or something. Then he moved his arms closer towards him and said, "It's like a little dance," which was out of character because he was very he was usually straight faced. Tell you when I'll tell you when he wasn't straight faced. Okay, so whenever Mr. Watson, this Mr. Watson was the teacher who where am I? Year 8 science. Yeah, so he was the one here that was saying like, oh, you kept making jokes and telling us off and everything. And he was saying like, which pile is the good book, and it's like, oh, I love James's book so much. Anyway, whenever Mr. Watson entered the room, he'd loosen up. And how do I put this? Try to think of how to describe this. I don't want to say flirty, but like say, like I don't know, you just sort of like you really like loosen up. It's like, oh hi, Mr. Watson. I'm gonna put in quotes here. Flirty, yeah. Group work that I remember. So had to draw diagram of water evaporating or something to that effect. Was working with Shabby and she made the sun a pretty colour by mixing together shades of orange with her gel pens. Yeah, acid stuff. Teacher once held out vat of liquid and said, What do you think would happen if you put your hand in that? And then he said it would turn to soap. Do you remember anything else about? I mean, the thing is to remember here is like this chemistry stuff. I've sort of, I mean, there's a few things that I'm not entirely sure about because I put a year 9. Where is it? Science. Yeah, not sure if entering year 9 or later in chemistry. Put no you're into 10, 11 and edit if necessary. Yeah, so some of this could have been hold on, I'll put a note here. Some could have been from year 9. But I do know that this one here was definitely year 10 or 11. Because didn't know share before year 10. Okay. Right. Biology. Oh, I didn't like biology at all. Struggled with biology. Was this the one we had to dissect a frog? And I hold on. Dissect a frog. Hold on. What? I'll take that out. Hold on, right. Same room as year 8. Science with Miss Taylor. Layout 2, I think ground floor? Question mark. Science room. Big table in middle at front and others around. Dissect a frog. Right, I don't have I spelled that correctly? No. I sat this out. Hold on. Left the room when doing dissect a frog because was grossed out by it, as were a couple other people. I did not do well. Squeamish is the word I'm looking for. Like, just remarkably squeamish. Like, I couldn't deal with anything like that. In which case, there was one time, I don't know, I'm going to write this in my side notes. I'm going to put... No, it was this one. Okay, can I remember it wasn't... Because it wasn't with my... It wasn't in year 8. Can I know what your room it was in? It was in layout 1 room. I'm going to move this down a bit. Horse eye. Saw a video showing a horse eye and felt sick. People were saying I had gone white. Right. There's one more thing I remember. Had to study hold on. Coursework had to study something to do with dissolving rates and was able to do it easy because maths based, and it was to do with surface area versus volume, which makes sense. Hash rate. There was one time, hold on, so one time had to go outside and do star jumps, then record our heart rate changes. Had to do 10 seconds and times by 6 per minute. I suggested recording 6 minutes and times by 10. Why am I writing? Hold on. Why am I writing this like mixing numbers and words? I recorded 6 minutes then times by 10, but teacher said the sample would be too small. Right. German, nice. Now we're getting to a fun one. Was in the option set. So, what have we got? Small class. Hold on, let's do layout. Small class, all sat in a line at the front with me at the far left next to the window next to Ross SB at my right. And if you remember, year 8 German was a lot of fun, having a lot of laughs with Ross, and this was pretty much the same, but it was a smaller class. So basically, hold on, so I'll put option set for was for the 7/8 people who were doing either 2 languages. There were 2 kids in our class that were doing French and German, or a language plus a tech, because the idea was that, like, oh, the smarter people can do a language, but then the less or smart people, they can do a tech, and it's like you can do one or the other. But somebody was like, well, I want to do both, and so I was one of them, because I did graphic products, which is what I wanted to do, and I wanted to do German. I wanted to continue on with German, so I did that. There was options to, like, so you could have, something like I could have picked, for example, like history, or what did I could have chosen another like triple science. I could have chosen history, could have chosen geography, but I don't really know. Well, I mean, I could have chosen like art or drama or something, but I decided German was the one for me. So yeah, right. So I'm going to search up here longest German word, because now the word here that I've got here, Rindfleischer Tickety Ungsüberwachung aufgeben, Untertrag und Gesetz, which, according to this, means beef labelling, supervision, duties, delegation law. But the one at the time was to do with a campsite or something. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. So, what am I doing? Right. Teacher, right, so teacher was very happy all the time. I'm going to go through some of the gaffes. So, sun position. Hold on. One time, Ross said he was going to guess the time based on the sun, and he got it right. One thing, okay. Vasega Trinken. I got that right. Let's search that up. Vasega Trinken, which means I drank water, I think. Translate, drank water. Yeah. Vasega Trunken. Alright. No, it was und Wasser trinken. It's present tense. Drink water. Yeah. So, one time had to write about summer activities, and Richard L. listed Wasser trinken, and Ross said he imagined a field, hold on, different fields of people doing different things, including a field of people drinking water. Okay, so there's also this is quite awkward. Final Fantasy 7 card designs. Hold on. TCG designs. Now, I actually have. I'm going to search this up here. Right. So I actually made, and I printed off because I'd started. Ooh, this could help. This could help narrow some things down. Let's see if this works. Okay, it's working now. I came up with this idea of like, oh yeah, I want to make a trading card game of Final Fantasy 7. This is a scan from what I printed off. I was like, I want to make a card game of Final Fantasy 7. So I made like, oh, these are the character cards. These are. Okay, well, it's done that thing again. So you've got the character cards here. There's going to be. Then you've got. Like, oh, these are materia cards. You can different abilities with the materia. As you can see there, look at these. Look at the Comic Sans and look at the generic styles that seemed quite fancy at the time. Yeah, so I came up with those, and I showed them to Ross because I was wanting to show him. Hold on. Brought in card designs of Final Fantasy 7 TCG. To show to Ross. Teacher thought I was showing him something. Hold on. I don't know. Teacher was suspicious of me, and I didn't say what it was because I was embarrassed by it. Teacher saw me after class and I assured her it was fine, and she believed me. That was very awkward. I was just embarrassed. She thought I was up to no good. Like, oh, what are you bringing into school and showing in secret? But it was just, I was just embarrassed. Right. The longest longest German word. We kept asking the teacher what the longest German word was, and she kept forgetting to look it up until the last day. The longest German word she found meant something about setting up camp by a river on a particular day. Because the thing is, like with German as a language, there's a lot of compound words, so they'll put multiple words together. So that's why you get like these really long words that mean a specific thing, but it's just a compound of all these other words put together. All right. IT. Now, layout. Desks all around the edges of the room, which is, I think that was all of the IT rooms, which makes sense because, you know, computers are hooked up to things, you know, it needs to be connected to the walls. Sat between Pete J, he was new, to my sat between Pete and Zoe. Pete to my right. I don't know. And Zoe. I don't know, but I remember I sat between Pete and Zoe, and they would just argue all the time. Pete was new, but I've mentioned maybe both of them before. So Zoe, if we go all the way back up, hold on, let's do a Control F, because she was in my primary school class. Yeah. Used to hang around with the group, including Zoe in year 6. She was Columbia in year 4 for the World Cup event. And Pete I have mentioned before because he was... Where was it? It was a new TV, because I got the new TV set up. Because I was talking to Pete about Final Fantasy X, and it was the same time I was getting my TV set up. Ah, there. Date of image of old TV. Hold on, can I narrow this down a bit? So, let's think about this. What year am I in? Let's go to my monthly view. I'm in year 12. Oh, no, I'm in year 10. New TV. Why is that? After 2004. Hold on. So according to this, it's between the mid of May 2003. Aha, right. I can narrow this down a little bit now. And Christmas Day of 2004. Huh. Christmas. Right. But it must have been after that. Because I first met Pete it would have been September of 2003. So I can narrow that down a little bit. Right. Oh, things come back round. Date of image of all TV. Now I can change that to I'll say the 1st of September. That's it down a bit. Date of image of all TV. I don't know. I'll add to that. First met Pete on day starting. Hold on first IT lesson of year 10, which would have been 2003. Okay. Let's narrow that down a little bit. Let's go back to here though. And Zoe would argue all the time. So Pete, hold on, they would argue all the time, so Pete will be relaxed and on the offense, and Zoe would be angry and on the defense. So, what else? I'm starting to get a little bit bored, a little bit burnt out right now. I passed the 2 hour mark. I'm thinking I just want to get this year done. So they would argue all the time. So hold on. Age of Empire. I'd put Age of Empires 2 because this used to talk to Pete a lot about Age, not gay, Age of Empires 2, and he joined the Mori clan. Let's have a look at that. I want to get this done quickly, but Age of Empires 2, Mori clan. No, I think seems long gone. Right. I'm getting nostalgia right now. I'm getting major nostalgia in my brain. As for the work, so I just put. So for the work we had to hold on, split up into 4 modules. I specifically remember this. Each for Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and what was the name of the data? Access. That's it. Access. Had to write up paper on them, and it would be, man, there's multiple different things to it. Intro, introduction, analysis, methodology. It's one that began with an I. Introduction, analysis, methodology. It was evaluation. There's one that begins with an I that means like to do the thing. Implementation, that's it. Implementation. Evaluation. I hated stuff. It was the same with HE. I should probably. Hold on, I'm going to make a note of that on my my side notes. The same with HE. It was really annoying. It was like I had to answer like loads of questions like, what would I have done better? Hold on. Right. Paperwork. Evaluating our food with questions like, what would I do differently next time? Yeah. But yeah, like to me it was like these words, it's like, I don't know. But anyway, so I did 4. There was 4. I don't remember what they were all about. But I think it was Word, PowerPoint, Excel, and Access. So Word, I can't remember. PowerPoint. I remember the PowerPoint one. I did. Would you believe it? Would you believe it? I decided to make a PowerPoint for Square Enix. I made a PowerPoint for Square Enix with different pages for different games. I'm thinking IT for, I'm guessing year 8. Where am I? Right, I'm going to add here, because I'm not sure if it was year 8. I'm going to put year 8. Hold on. Year 8 question mark. And this is PowerPoint told that we need to make sure to put a big button, invisible button covering the slide behind the other buttons so that clicking that stays on the same page as to not accidentally move to next slide. Word, I don't remember what I did for Word. I remember there was one of them. I had one for HMV. I don't remember what the database. Hold on. So spreadsheet. Oh, it wouldn't have been Word. It would have been Publisher. Have I got that right? Yeah. Publisher. Right. So Word. Hold on. Publisher. The spreadsheet. Or Excel rather. I'd put Excel. And this is a spreadsheet here. What was the other one? Access. I do not remember what that was about. But made PowerPoint for Square Enix with different pages for different games. There was one of them, Publisher, I think, where hold on. So made poster for HMV question mark and Excel. I mean, I think it was HMV. There was one that I did for game. Game brackets the shop. All I remember is did. Hold on. Not sure what the project was for. Hold on. Not sure what module this one was for. Not sure what module this one was for. And I just remembered using a, hold on. Report is the word I was looking for before. Right, report. Right, in this report, used quite large Arial narrow font. Teacher gave me feedback saying that something causing less hassle is not a benefit. Something like that. I don't know if that was Excel. I remember there was a poster for HMV, a game. I don't know what that was for. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, religious studies. Oh man. Sat at front next to bridge, and really I cannot remember what we learned. I do remember. Hold on. I'll put GCSE exam. I remember there was a question about whether two people of different religions are able to live together as a married couple. I think that was the type of question I was somewhat more confident with. I did actually do quite well with religious studies. I got an A. I was never expected an A, but that's what I ended up with. Anyway, I've got two more. And man, ugh. Right. Hold on, let's get this right. Okay. Graphic products, layout. It was the same. Hold on. Same teacher and room as year 9 CDT. Oh man. The teacher was quite aggressive. Isn't necessarily the word. It was very like vocal, like very. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. There was a very masculine energy in the room, and I wasn't a fan. So what did I do? You know what? And again, this is me. This could take a bit of time. Right. Misc from phone. Because I did take a bunch of photographs. This was ages ago. Because I save like the photographs that I take on my phone, and I have like a misc from phone file. So I have a lot of I have a lot of photos just unmatched and just sort of like randomized. And I know I took a lot of photos, and it didn't occur to me back then to really sort them out, but I've just got. I mean, there's so many like images in this folder. They just take so long to load, and it's just like a bunch of like miscellaneous stuff in. Right. Okay. I mean, this is definitely going to be useful to me in doing this project in this graphical diary. It definitely is. But at the same time, it's going to require a lot of work. Because like I'm just looking through this. Right, okay, so I've just got like, I'm just showing a bunch of magic cards now. It would be nice if there was a way to get these images to load up faster. But I think it's probably because I've just got like a load of images stuck in one, like chucked into one folder. And I do not know if there's a good way of speeding it up. Anyway, that's not really gonna help me here, I don't think. But I think you know what I will do. I'll make a note. Is this a good place to put it? This may not be Hold on, it might be CDT. Right. But to tell you what, that folder of images is very good for me to look through. Not for me to show on camera, or like on video. Definitely not. There's no idea what personal or cringe things may show up, but it is for me to check through. Yeah, I'm just entranced by all these images from 2015. But basically, I took photographs of things from my old folder, my old like it was either CDT or graphic products folder, and I don't know which one, but I'm gonna put in graphic. Hold on. Check MISC images folder for photos of CDT / graphics graphic product work. Right, so that's distracting me too much on the other screen there. Like I'm looking, I'm thinking, what is that one? 1 second, I'm going to pause this for a second. Okay, I was just sort of like enamored by an image that I saw, and I loaded it up, and it's like, yep, still no idea what that is. Right, okay. So yeah, that's definitely something I need to work on. But what I've got here is, I'm going to open the curtain 1 second. Oh, I'm just going to have a drink. I'm all the way at the other side of the room. Well, not all the way. A bit further away. Probably won't be hear this as much. Although probably a little bit at least. Oh, and already the sun's come back out again. So let's reclose that curtain. So I don't get the sun everywhere. Oh, what an utter waste. Right. Let's just make a few notes. Colour of the key. Colour of the key. So, asked the class what colour the key was. I said, is it colourless? And he was impressed. This is mostly going to be just random comments from the teacher for this one. Signature. Teacher said that if you need to change the colours of an image of a signature, you need to change the whole thing to swap it from black to white if the background is white. So, man, we had to make a like a presentation board. Had to make a board showing images of a product. I chose PlayStation 2 because obviously I chose PlayStation 2. I put on photos of peripherals and wrote out facts in a PS2 style font. He said, hold on. Teacher said, I don't need to know how much data a PS2 memory card could hold. Teacher had a go at Wesley M. Yeah, for his pictures of footballers not being the exact same size. Right, so there was I mean, I could divide it up into like different work, and I guess. I mean, the thing is though, even though this has taken like several hours to get all these score memories done, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, look at all this. Even though there is a lot, it's very much a case of, it's very much a case of, it's all still messy. It's all just notes. My goodness, it's so dark again. Like, it can't stop. Like, that sun can't decide. Well, the clouds can't decide if they want to get in the way or not. Right. Let's try that again. Teacher had a go at Wesley. Project work. Project, right. Had to make a foam model of a piece of tech we were designing. I did a webcam. Which I called Isotope. It was weird. It was a purple webcam. It was quite. It made like this foam model. There was one time where we asked to. Hold on. Design. Aftershave. Had to design an aftershave bottle. Yeah. I did a webcam called Isotope. It was purple with gold bead for lens and photo of Big Ben in place for screen. Yeah, I have no idea when it was that I got rid of these. or whereabouts it could be in this photos file, or like even if it is, because quite frankly there is a lot here. Yeah, I mean, it takes so long for it to load. I wonder if it's to do with it being on the cloud. 1 second, I'm going to. It's a bit out of date, but I'm going to have a look at my Man, I really need to get through this. I'll have a quick look. Right. Images. Misc from phone. Are these going to load up faster? Oh, that loads up so much faster. All right. Haha. Turns out if I'm looking at it on my Google Drive, it takes ages to load up. But if I just load it up on my backup on my hard drive, then it loads up so much faster. Where each image took like 2 seconds to load up, like the preview image. Here, like in 1 second, it's doing like 20. So this probably isn't going to help, and I'm probably wasting my time doing this right now. But I'm still wading through a bunch of images. Right. Yeah, I am. My goodness. I'm distracted. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, because I'm trying to. I was trying to find the images that I've taken of like this graphics work, but I doesn't. I mean, I do have the photo somewhere, but I don't know. I don't know where exactly or what. Anyway, did some work on thumbnails. Doing an X on square to show where a thumbnail would go. It's a weird word, that, isn't it? Thumbnail. But just a few other random things I can think of. One of them is let's just move it down because that's work-wise, I think. No, let's not. Let's move it up. Right. Let's put it here. So, Red Nose Day. Teacher put on a happy red nose face, but still acted seriously and was quite funny. I'm going to hold on. Red Nose Day nose. This is probably 2003, 2004. Yeah, so they were like you wore like these. Yeah, they've gone through. I'm just looking at this. So they've gone through like a few different designs, but the one that was going on at the time was, if this works, was this little thing. And so the teacher had one of these like on his nose, and he was still like talking like dead seriously. It was, it was so weird. Well, what was that? Oh, That so basically the history of Red Nose Day thing that I'm looking at here. It come up with a leave your message in below. We will receive it by email. No, no. Right, let's close that. Okay. Anyway, was music. So, other kids were allowed to put music on, so played Candy Shop by 50 Cent all the time, and I thought it was terrible. I will make a note here though that someone else, Sam, what was his surname? Oh man. This will be going into 3-hour territory soon. Oh man. This is nice, just because I don't remember someone's surname. And I know a lot of Sams. Right, oh man, this is... Okay. Tell you what. 1 second. Okay. Sam H told me he liked Motown Never Sounded So Good by Less Than Jake. Another thing, Ross was telling me about different Bad Religion videos. He said, lying, which should be obvious, that the video for you has Greg Graffin being smacked on the ass with a paddle whilst spaghetti is falling out of his eyes, and at the end the spaghetti spells you. Yeah. I tried to trick him by asking if there was a video for Sorrow, and he just told the truth, and I was disappointed. What else was... I mean, I'm sure there's a few things. I often stayed back and worked on sanding my model. Right. Other room. Sometimes went to side room with computers and Ross showed me flash games like Big Cash. It's called Big Cash. Hold on. PopCap. Big Cash. Is it called Big Cash? Big Money. Yeah. This game. Like Big Money and helicopter game. Hold on. Okay. Show me Big Money and helicopter game. Ross talked about Halo a lot because he was into Halo. Right, so that's going to be it for that. At least for now, unless I want to spend some time going more into details. But this is really, I mean, even though, like I said, I am taking a lot of time on it, these are still just the notes. And business studies. We did change rooms. Hold on, I've got layout. New rooms with. Hold on. Small building with 2 classrooms. Started in right 1, then moved to left. Question mark. Okay. iPods. Teacher would talk about iPods and I didn't know what they were. Speaking of which, IT, I should add another thing for IT here. Pod. One time, hold on. Pete brought his iPod and showed me Tool and was there another band that he showed me? I don't know. Tool and I'd put local band. Pete's iPod had album mixes which were single tracks of full albums. He showed me Tool, but he showed me Tool, he showed me, was it Negative Ions and Febdois, I think is how you pronounce it, and look, and other local band. Eventually I got and brought my own iPod and listened to Amber by 311 and Mr. Moto by Agent Orange a lot. That's going to really help me narrow some things down with figuring out when I got an iPod, because I know I got an iPod, my first iPod, I know I got my iPod, it was after the teacher was talking about it in business studies, but I didn't know what it was at the time. And then I eventually learned and I eventually got one. So that is going to help narrow that down. I'm going to have a look. I'll do that. Hold on. I should make it up for myself. Hold on. Right, I've made it up for myself to check that. Had to advertise. Hold on. Water was grouped with Andy L to market a bottle of water. Hold on, Andy L. I should point out as well that my teacher for business studies was the same teacher that I had for IT. Andy L. Called it just water. Okay. Right. Beatboxing. This is a thing that happened. Teacher asked us to do presentation, and we could even do something silly like beatboxing. I was in group and they wanted me to beatbox. I beatboxed, but didn't really care, even though became, I don't want to say like a sensation, because it's not like, oh, I was really good at beatboxing. It was just like, it was funny that I was doing it because it was so uncharacteristic, I suppose. But I don't want to say sensation, and became known for doing it. Someone did say to me, like, oh, you know that they don't think you're good, like trying like explain to me, like, you know that they're making fun of you, and I'm like, yeah, I know. My goodness, that son. Right. What else? Beatboxing. I'm gonna. One second. Right. I'm just. Alright then. I'm just taking a look. I'll just type factory. Went to factory to be shown a business in action, I think. And there was another time. One second. Right. Was one time we went to Beamish for some reason, and what was it? And was grouped with Adam H. Had to do some work, but ended up not doing it. Most people didn't do the work, it turned out. Tried to do a little bit of the work whilst on a steam train, but didn't. Now, there's one trip we went on. I don't know if this is IT or business studies. Oh, before we do that, there was. Man, I want to get this over and done with. There was one. Hold on. Writing, copying a picture. So I had to take turns going outside room to memorize a picture to then come back in and start drawing it, and then the next person in the group did the same thing. Rory, what was his surname? Rory D. Tried to distract everybody by waving his hands over it. I tried to sing a few words to learn them, but people said I was practicing my beatboxing skills. Yeah, so that was after the beatboxing fiasco. This was in room 2. This one on the left. I'll just put second room. Yeah. I can't really remember that much about business studies, I don't think. I ended up getting a C, but in my GCSE. I'm going to have to look up see if I can find a way to find the GCSE papers. I am going to add to IT. I believe it was IT. I don't know if it was IT or business. But there was a trip we went somewhere. Hold on. I'll just put keys on minibus, and I'll put in brackets business studies question mark. Business studies /IT question mark. Was on trip with a few other students, including Jodie B. On journey back, thought I had lost my keys and was looking on the floor for them. Found them in my pocket, but was embarrassed So put them on floor and pretended to have just found them. My had white keyring I got as present from ODB. Right. Okay. I'm gonna have to maybe have a look to see when I did my exam, like when the exam dates were, and what if I could find the GCSE papers. But I think that is. I mean, I've been at this for a long time today, so let's pick a colour for this. I'm thinking like a brownie colour. So, is that too much, do you think? I mean, the thing is, like, is like a softy. I mean, you can't really have like a soft brown, can you? I mean, maybe. Soft brown is sort of like an. It's alright, that's sort of like a soft brown. You can't really have a light brown. So that's 10 and 11 done. Look at all this done. Stuff that I've done. Right. Now let's pray to the gods that the video doesn't corrupt. Anyway, I'm going to end this here. So next time, I might try and do my year 12 and 13, my sixth form, my A levels. See if I can remember stuff from that. And then university, probably not. Probably jump back to games, or maybe start. I don't know. It's something to think about. Lining things up. But regardless, what I've got here is a very good reference to a lot of memories. Look, I'm down like 748 lines. Lovely. Anyway, this has been over 3 hours, so thank you for watching. This may have been my longest one yet, I don't know. And I'll see you all next time. Bye.